Hey, what's happening, everybody? How you doing? I just wanted to talk about mental health and 9 to 5, about my experience, what I went through, just my experience, what I went through in life, and what I use. So this is just talking about my experience, about my view, and a lot of it, might not resemble with a lot of people. A lot of people might this might not be for you, but if this is just to help, just to help people out there. And a lot of what I talk about, a lot of my perspective about things is about what I've experienced in life and what I've used to help me while I'm still going on in my 47, and I'm still here in this life and doing my best to enjoy this life as much as I can. And this is just my experience. So mental health and working a 9 to 5 was a big struggle for me. It was a very big struggle for me, because for me, when I used to go to primary school, I had this kind of spiritual kind of perspective about life. I used to be a child that used to stare at the crucifix, and I used to think about, why is this man, in the crucifix and blood on him, and why I would kind of contemplate and think, why is this man on the cross, suffering? So I was that type of child that had this kind of, mind that would just contemplate things and ask questions. So when I had my mental health and I worked a 9 to 5, I experienced these kind of spiritual kind of awakenings. And when I worked a 9 to 5, I will find it very hard for me, and it would be a big struggle. I used to work factory jobs with my dad. I did warehousing, pick packing and stuff like that. And I used to be a painter in my apprenticeship. I did apprenticeship. My first experience of psychosis was in when I was 23, and I just also learned about psychosis by somebody talking about this in YouTube, talking about how psychosis is kind of it's kind of a trauma of what you've been through as a child, and gone through. I do see myself as I had a beautiful childhood, and I was raised up by beautiful parents who raised me good. So it makes me question, why did I have these experiences when I kind of had it good with my parents, and they were very beautiful people who helped me and raised me good, but I still have these kind of wild thoughts and these kind of ideas about life. And I would ask questions, why would I have these type of thinking when I was raised right? But I still felt like I did kind of feel as a child that I was different than everybody else, and it felt like that God chose me for a reason, to be somebody later in the future. So working a 9 to 5 and mental health was kind of very difficult for me. It was a struggle. I was a very good worker, but it was just too much for me. I just couldn't handle the stress, because I'll be asking questions like, why do we work? Why are we doing this? Why do we have to do this? It's not about just paying bills and keeping these big corporations happy. But I would just ask questions, and I just couldn't understand that, and nobody could give me a good answer. But I would just have these type of questions that look like illusions to a lot of people. So my view about my experience is not for everybody. A lot of people couldn't understand this, because I just felt like most people were just caught up in the matrix, and they were just so programmed about this way of life that they couldn't really understand what I was talking about. But a lot of people now are waking up to what's going on in the world, and how big corporations just want us to keep producing those products and don't really care about our well-being and our mental health. So I just feel that what I did as a positive thing is going into psychiatric hospitals, and what I learned was, I always had a big faith in God, and I always knew that life can help you, and there was, in some sense, this kind of law of attraction, that life had these laws that kind of would help you, that life will help you in so many ways, and that there was, in some sense, help. but I still go through challenges. I still go through stresses. Look after my parents now; they're getting older, so it can be very stressful right now. But I still feel that a lot of times, because I know these ways of life, and I know that life can help me. A lot of times, a lot of positive things happen and help me, and also these contrasts that look negative are also positive too and have a great meaning. So working a 9 to 5 kind of stressed me out, and these are the things that I did was be grateful for life and read a lot of self-help books, and those things help me. But I feel that the most thing that helps me more is appreciating life and appreciating the simple things in life, and that these are the little spiritual practices that I have been doing. Little spiritual practices of finding meaning in life has helped me a lot, and it's given me a better meaning in life. It makes me appreciate life more, even though sometimes I still go through these wild thoughts and have these dark thoughts, and kind of have kind of a dark kind of my soul go, what's up, how do I say it, how do I say the the dark night of the soul. I still go through that, and sometimes I think that I go through these spiritual awakenings, and it feels like, oh, you think it's going to be all good, but you still go through a lot of chaos, and still, you just feel like, oh, I should be better than everybody else, but you're not. You're like everybody else. You still go through your struggles, but I still feel that I try to create good emotions and good feelings, because I feel that when you create those good vibes and create those good feelings, you start to see magic in your life, and life starts to see this beautiful kind of coincidence start to happen. So working a 9 to 5 and having a mental health experience has teach me a lot about life. Has teach me about that there's more to life than this, and I still see that a lot of people are very on the grind, working a lot, and feel that there is no hope, and they feel like they're trapped in this kind of circle, in this 9 to 5, in this Groundhog Day. And sometimes people work jobs because they feel like they got nothing else to do, and they just get bored at home, and they just feel like, I start thinking too much, and people always feel like they have to keep on being busy. But I feel like that sometimes being busy can also be a burden, can also be a burnout, can constantly give you a lack of peace, can give you a lack of purpose. You always feel that you always got to keep on moving. I mean, I love to move. I love to keep having goals, but a lot of times I feel like I love doing nothing, and just appreciating life as much as I can. But I guess a lot of people don't feel like that they can do that, because they're caught up in this kind of system that's always demanding so them to produce products and to keep on the grind to survive, to pay the bills. And some people can't be like me, single and this and that. They got families they got to feed, and they got children they got to support. So it can be very hard. So that's why I say a lot of my views is not for everybody. This is just what I did for myself. But I just want to say, all I'm trying to say is, for me, 9 to 5, and 9 to 5 is not wasn't always for me. It was a big struggle. It caused a lot of stresses in my life. So 23, I had my psychosis. I was smoking marijuana and drinking, and that caused a lot of stresses in my life. And I learned a lot being in a psychiatric hospital. I learned that a lot of people are going through a lot of stuff, a lot of stresses. A lot of people have experiencing a lot of kind of struggles by the demands of this system. So I don't know what else to say. That's all I got to say. I hope this can help you. I hope what I said can help you. I'll probably make another video about this, and I just hope if anything I said has helped you, thank you, and you can share it to somebody else. And that's all I got to say. I hope you enjoy this 2025, and peace out. Take care of yourselves, and thank you for listening, and take care of yourselves, and yeah, give me a like if you like it. So peace. Take care.